Okay, we are on the record. This is the afternoon docket. Brandon Vasquez Jimenez. Your name, sir? Thank you. Sir, it's my understanding you've completed your class. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. And let's see. So we're going to vacate the OJW and get back a little bit here on this. Okay. Okay, so we'll get your fines and costs back to 159. Let me see what you paid on this. Okay, yes, we're going to vacate the OJW fee of $30, the collection fee of $71, and the suspended fine of $140. So it looks like you owe us about $80. So check with the court clerk window and we'll take care of that there. That should be it. Thank you. So let's come back here.
Trash and recycling day tomorrow.
Okay.
Okay, just want to make sure. Yes.
Okay, it'll be just a moment while I complete the order on the last case. Okay, Brandon Vasquez Jimenez. Brandon Vasquez Jimenez.
Brandon Vasquez.
That's who we just did, right? Yep. We did it. Thank you. Antonio Ray Torres. Antonio Ray Torres.
I'm here.
Okay, please, can you make yourself visible? Oh, there you are. Okay. Let me pull up your case, sir. Okay. Sir, in your case, I have a proposed disposition whereby the city attorney indicates you'd be entering a plea of guilty to defective vehicle, 2-point violation, and a 0-point violation regarding safety. And so a total of 2 points would be assessed against your driving privilege. Upon a plea of guilty to that, the careless driving would be dismissed. Is that your understanding?
Yes, sir.
How old are you?
19.
Okay. You're not represented by counsel. Have you had enough time to think about this prior to entering your plea today?
Yes, sir.
And has anyone promised you anything other than what we've just spoken about in order to have you enter this plea?
No, sir.
You're appearing electronically by Zoom. Do you consent to proceed in this manner?
Yes, sir. Sorry.
That's okay. Then as to defective vehicle, how do you plead? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty, sir.
And as to the safety violation, the 0-point violation, how do you plead? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty, sir.
Okay. I'll accept those pleas, find them to be knowing and voluntary. I will impose a fine in your case of $80. It sounds like you got injured here, right? Anybody else hurt? Are you there? Can you hear me?
Yeah, sorry. I had a computer problem.
Okay, there we go. Sir, it sounds like you got injured here.
Yeah, I did.
Okay. Well, please, you need to be driving carefully. Driving cars, people get hurt all the time. You're fortunate. All you got was a nose issue. We're going to send you an email, how to take care of this, and then put it behind you, move ahead with your life. Okay.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Okay, Daryl Vigil, you can hang up, sir. Daryl Vigil. Please come forward to the podium. Thank you. Just a moment. Let me pull up your case, sir. There we go. Sir, I have an indication from the city attorney that upon a plea of guilty to defective vehicle, a 2-point violation, the original speeding charge 70 and a 45 would be dismissed. Is that your understanding?
Yes.
Sir, did you, you're not represented by counsel. Have you had enough time to think about this prior to entering your plea? Anybody promise you anything other than what we've just talked about in order to have you enter this plea today? Okay. Then as to 2-point defective vehicle, how do you plead? Guilty or not guilty? I'll accept that plea, find it to be knowing and voluntary. Pretty fast here. Anything you want to tell me about this? Okay. Well, I appreciate you just hit it. Yeah. Here's the good news is that the city attorney says you still have a good driving record, so good for you. And please be safe out there. We're having lots of problems with people getting hurt with the speed. So, sir, in your case, I'm imposing a fine of $80. There's a 30% surcharge, $20 court costs, $9 fuel surcharge for a total of $130. And I think that's what that, 133, sorry about that. So go to the court clerk's window and you can take care of that today. Please drive carefully, sir.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thanks, I'll take it. Okay, Jaime Reyes Rodriguez. Jaime Reyes Rodriguez.
Señor Jaime Reyes Rodríguez, si se puede quitar el mute, por favor. Buenas tardes.
Ok, ahora sí.
Buenas tardes, señor.
Buenas tardes.
Good afternoon.
Sir, I have a proposed disposition from the city attorney that says upon a plea of guilty to defective vehicle, a 2-point violation, then the original speeding charge would be dismissed. Is that your understanding?
Yes, sir.
Señor, llevo una disposición del fiscal que dice que si se declara culpable a manejar un vehículo defectuoso, una infracción que carga 2 puntos, el fiscal desestimará el cargo original que es de manejar de alta velocidad. ¿Así lo llevas entendido, señor?
Sí, señor.
Yes, sir.
Sir, you're not represented by counsel. Have you had enough time to think about this prior to entering your plea today?
No estás representado por un abogado, señor, pero has tenido suficiente tiempo de pensar bien su declaración hoy día.
Sí.
Yes.
And has anyone promised you anything other than what we have just spoken about here on the record in order to have you enter this plea?
¿Y alguien le ha hecho alguna promesa aparte de lo que acabamos de hablar en acta para que se declare culpable?
No.
No.
You're appearing by Zoom. Do you consent to proceed in this manner?
Señor, estás compareciendo por Zoom en una manera electrónica. ¿Nos da el consentimiento para seguir de esta manera?
Sí.
Yes.
Then as to defective vehicle, a 2-point violation, how do you plead guilty or not guilty?
Listo. Entonces, sobre el cargo de manejar un vehículo defectuoso, una infracción que carga 2 puntos, ¿cómo se declara? ¿Culpable o no culpable?
Culpable.
Guilty.
I will accept that plea of guilty. Sir, anything you want to tell me about this?
Aceptaré su declaración culpable, señor. ¿Hay algo que le gustaría comentarme sobre esto?
No.
No.
Well, it's over 20 miles over the speed limit, and we're having a lot of people who get hurt from the speed cases. So please slow down and drive carefully. Your fine is $80. There's a 30% surcharge, $20 court costs, $9 fuel service charge for a total of $133. Sir, we'll send you an email how to take care of that. Please drive carefully.
Bueno, señor, manejando 20 millas sobre el límite de velocidad es bastante alto y hemos tenido personas que se han lastimado debido de andar manejando muy recio. Entonces, por favor, le pido que disminuya la velocidad. La multa para hoy sería $80 más 30% de sobrecargos, más $20 de costos de tribunal, más $9 de costos de petróleo, que le da su total de $133, señor. Le vamos a mandar un correo electrónico para que sepas cómo puedas entregar ese pago de la multa. Muchas gracias. Por favor, disminuye la velocidad y que pase buen día.
Gracias.
You can hang up. Thank you, sir.
Gracias, se puede ir. Muchas gracias.
Gracias.
Jaime Gutierrez Hernandez. Sir, your name?
Jaime Gutierrez Hernandez.
Okay. Let me pull up your case. Sir, the city attorney says upon a plea of guilty to defective vehicle headlamps, a 1-point violation, the balance of your case would be dismissed. Is that your understanding?
Yes.
You are not represented by counsel. Have you had enough time to think about this prior to entering your plea today?
Yes.
And has anyone promised you anything other than what we have just spoken about here on the record in order to have you enter this plea today?
No.
Then as to defective vehicle headlamps, a 1-point violation, how do you plead, guilty or not guilty? I will accept that plea, find it to be knowing and involuntary. Sir, is there anything you want to tell me about this? Was there an accident?
Yes.
Okay. Well, the good news is nobody was hurt. Hopefully you can get your vehicle fixed. Sir, I am imposing a fine of $40. There's a 30% surcharge. $20 in court costs, $9 fuel service fee for a total of $81. Please drive carefully. Check out with the court clerks in the hallway. They'll tell you how to take care of this. Thank you. Aiden Gutierrez. Sir, your name? And ma'am, your name? And
Fabiola Kaula.
thank you. And are you mom?
I am his grandmother. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Thank you for being here. Give me just a moment to pull up the case. Okay. So it's my understanding the city attorney says he's going to add a count 2 of disorderly conduct. Upon a plea of guilty to that charge, the balance of your case would be dismissed. That's the assault charge. There's to be no contact with Jonathan Juarez Cervantes and Jaden Cruz. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So you owe us a class on this. Did you do the class?
So I tried it last May. I couldn't hear him. He said I got it scheduled.
Okay, and when's it rescheduled to?
July 10th.
So let's get a date after July 10th.
He only has the cost to complete.
Yeah.
So July 13th,
July 13th. 8:30?
1:15.
1:15. And sir, bring the certificate and then you're all done. Yeah, thank you. Hey, Braden, Rafalet Cells.
I'm here, sir.
Okay, thank you. Just a moment. Seem to have. I need to just correct something real quick in the prior case.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Sir, I have a proposed disposition in your case whereby the city attorney says upon a plea of guilty to improper lane use, a 3-point violation, the original speeding charge would be dismissed. Is that your understanding?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you are not represented by counsel. Have you had enough time to think about this prior to entering your plea today?
Yes, sir.
And has anyone promised you anything other than what we have just spoken about in order to have you enter this plea?
No, sir.
You are appearing by Zoom. Do you consent to proceed electronically?
Yes, sir.
Then as to improper lane use, 3-point violation, sir, how do you plead, guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
I will accept that plea, find it to be knowing and voluntary. Sir, anything you want to tell me about all this?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. Well, the good news is the city attorney says you have a good driving record. It's pretty fast. We need to slow it down. We're having a lot of people getting hurt on the roadways. Sir, I'm imposing a fine of $120. There's a 30% surcharge, $20 in court costs, $9 fuel service charge for a total of $185. And just slow it down and be careful, please.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. We'll send
Thank
you an email how to take care of that, okay?
Yes, sir. Very good.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You can hang up.
Okay, thank you.
Just a moment, we'll get some more paperwork. Thank you, sir.
This one has counsel, and I just told her, like, if she firms up that the company was doing community service for a nonprofit, I would accept that. And she can just send an email or something before the next court date.
Okay. Thank you. Okay, Jose Caballero Ruenia.
Good afternoon, Judge. Jimena Moedas, registration 55820, here on behalf of Mr. Caballero Reina, who does not appear.
Thank you. We need some clarification on the community service.
Yes, Judge. So we have already provided the city with the certificate for the Making Better Choices class, as well as the essay, and a certified translation of the essay that Mr. Caballero Reyna, wrote. His community service was sent to me by his employer. And my understanding was that it was done for a nonprofit organization. They were doing construction work. But because I am not clear on that and it doesn't make that clear in the letter, with the city attorney, we agreed that I would do a little bit more background information with regard to that. And if we can obtain more information, I've just instructed my client to perhaps go to an ARC thrift store or a Goodwill, in order to get his community service done.
Or a church, wherever. We just need something confirming it. So let's get a date. We'll set it out 2 cycles, about 12 weeks. Do we have a date? Yeah.
That would be September 14th.
September 14th, morning or afternoon?
I can accept either, Judge.
Okay, we'll do it at 8:30. And then you can move along. Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much. Have a great day.
You too.
My stomach's turned on. Shit.
Okay. Antonio Castellano Rojas, por favor.
There's like 5 people.
Okay. Just a moment, and let me pull up your case. Sir, the city attorney says that there's a request to set aside the speeding charge and enter a plea to no proof of insurance. Is that your understanding?
Fuck, I need to pay my insurance now. I got the fucking money.
Okay. Upon a plea of guilty to that charge, 4 points would be assessed against your driving privilege. Is that your understanding?
Yes, that's fine.
You're not represented by counsel. Have you had enough time to think about this prior to entering your plea today?
Yes,
And has anyone promised you anything other than what we've just spoken about here on the record in order to have you enter this plea? Then as to no proof of insurance, sir, how do you plead, guilty or not guilty?
guilty.
Okay. I'll accept that plea, find it to be knowing and voluntary. Sir, do you now have insurance, or did you have it at the time of you were stopped?
Yeah, no, I don't have, it's my wife has insurance, and that car that I was driving was borrowed.
Okay. You're speeding a little fast, but not the worst I've seen, but you need to slow down.
Either at the food bank or have
Will
somebody.
do.
And then your fine will be $80. There's some court costs associated with this. We'll vacate your plea to the first default. And then this plea for no proof of insurance will enter.
That's fine.
Okay, no proof of insurance has a mandatory fine of $500. There's a 30% surcharge. $20 in court costs, $9 fuel surcharge for a total of $679. Just a second.
Fine.
Yes. So go to the court clerk's window and check in with them there about taking care of that. Thank you. No, that you can make arrangements. You do that at the clerk window.
Stand by, Your Honor.
Yes.
Commissioner Freestyle.
Sure.
Thank you. I just clarified for him.
Thank you. Yolanda Mondragon or Mondragon. Your name, please.
Yolanda Mondragon.
Thank you. I have a proposal for a deferred judgment as to a theft charge. That
Yes.
upon a plea of guilty to that charge, we'd set this over for 12 months. You need to complete 24 hours of community service, a petty theft class, a restitution of $193.69, and no further violations for 12 months. If you did all of those things, then this plea could be withdrawn and it won't show on your record. Is that your understanding?
Yes, sir.
Okay. You're not represented by counsel. Have you had enough time to think about this prior to entering your plea?
Yes.
And has anyone promised you anything other than what we've just spoken about here on the record in order to have you enter this plea?
Yeah, I understand.
Okay. Anybody promise you anything?
No.
You are on Zoom. Do you consent to proceed electronically?
Okay.
Do you consent to proceed electronically?
Yeah. I think because I'm like learning on this. I think I
Okay.
can. Yeah.
Okay, so you're understanding what I'm asking you, right?
Yeah, you're saying I got to do 24 hours of community service, one day of a theft class, and the restitution of $193.69.
That's correct. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to set a review date in about 12 weeks, so you have time to get this all done, but don't wait till the last minute, okay?
Yeah.
Let's get a date. September 14th. September 14th at 8:30. And make sure we have the letter regarding community service, any nonprofit. They need to write a letter saying you did your 24 hours, your class certificate, essay, and we'll go from there, okay?
Okay.
Thank you.
I have a question. Like, when I go to the class, what class would I go to?
It's a petty theft class. We're going to send you some paperwork that'll have designated on it which class you do, okay?
Okay. So you're gonna mail it to me?
It'll be emailed to you.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
We're done.
Yes, we are. You can hang up.
Okay. Thank you. You have a good day.
You too.
Like if I do a food bank, it'd be 4 days. Jerry added it. He was watching me. He's like, with me. Oh, shit. I know.
You learned your lesson.
Yeah, I did. Never again.
This road you can't survive.
Okay, Chad Nell.
Yes, sir.
Okay, just a moment. Let me pull up your case. Okay. Sir, I have an indication from the city attorney that upon a plea of guilty to obstructed window, a 0-point violation, that the balance of your case would be dismissed. Is that your understanding?
That is my understanding, sir.
You're not represented by counsel. Have you had enough time to think about this prior to entering your plea today?
Yes, sir.
Has anyone promised you anything other than what we've just spoken about in order to have you enter this plea?
No, sir.
Okay. Then as to obstructed window, how do you plead? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty, sir.
Sir, you are appearing by Zoom. Do you consent to proceed electronically?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Anything you want to tell me about this?
Nothing more than was already discussed with the city attorney, sir.
Okay. Well, slow down. We're having a lot of problems with people getting hurt with the speed.
Yes, sir.
Watch that. It's easy to get away from you. I understand, but let's work on that.
Yes, sir.
Your fine is $40. There's 30% surcharge, $20 in court costs, $9 fuel service charge for a total of $81. And then hopefully you can move ahead with your life. Okay.
Thank you, sir. And how do I pay that?
We'll send you an email that gives you instructions on how to take care of it.
Very good, sir. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Armando Valenzuela.
Yes, sir.
Okay, just a moment. Let me pull up your case.
Okay.
Armando Valenzuela va a necesitar un intérprete, señor.
Sí, por favor.
Okay. Request an interpreter, Your Honor.
Yes. And I'm just looking up his case. Sir, the city attorney says upon a plea of guilty to defective vehicle, a 2-point violation, then the balance of your case would be dismissed. Is that your understanding?
Señor, el fiscal tengo un documento que dice que si usted se declara culpable al cargo de manejar un vehículo defectuoso, una infracción que carga 2 puntos, el fiscal desestimará el saldo de lo que le queda al caso. ¿Así lo llevas entendido, señor?
Sí, señor.
Yes.
Sir, you're not represented by counsel. Have you had enough time to think about this prior to entering your plea today?
Señor, no estás representado por un licenciado. ¿Has tenido suficiente tiempo de pensarlo bien antes de entrar su declaración?
Sí, señor.
Yes, sir.
Has anyone promised you anything other than what we've just spoken about in order to have you enter this plea?
¿Alguien le ha hecho alguna promesa aparte de lo que hemos hablado para que se declare culpable?
No, señor.
No, sir.
And you're appearing by Zoom. Do you consent to proceed electronically?
Señor, estás compareciendo por Zoom. ¿Nos da el consentimiento para seguir adelante electrónicamente?
Sí, señor.
Yes, sir.
Then as to defective vehicle, a 2-point violation, how do you plead guilty or not guilty?
Listo, entonces sobre manejando un vehículo defectuoso, una infracción que carga 2 puntos, ¿cómo se declara ¿Culpable o no culpable?
Culpable.
Guilty.
I'll accept that plea, find it to be knowing and voluntary. Anything you'd like to tell me about this?
Aceptaré su declaración culpable y lo hago viendo que ha rechazado sus derechos en una manera consciente y voluntariamente. ¿Hay algo que le gustaría comentarme sobre lo que pasó?
No, señor.
No, sir.
Well, this is pretty fast, so you need to slow it down. We're having a lot of people getting hurt with speed.
Bueno, estaba manejando bastante recio, señor. Necesito que disminuya la velocidad porque tenemos mucha gente que se están lastimando debido a los carros manejando en una velocidad alta.
Your fine is $80. There's a 30% surcharge, $20 court costs, $9 fuel charge for a total of $133.
Señor, su multa se va a ser $80 más $30, 30% de sobrecargos, más $20 de costos de tribunal, más $9 costos de petrol. Le da su total de la multa hoy de $133.
Sir, we'll send you an email how to take care of that. Thank you, and please slow down.
Le mandaremos un correo electrónico para que sepas cómo pagar la multa. Muchas gracias, que pase buen día y por favor disminuye la velocidad cuando ande manejando.
Ok, gracias y buenas tardes.
Okay, thank you and have a good afternoon.
Thank you.
Gracias.
So that one before that one should have been 80, but he left, so. Should have been 80, but he's already gone, so we're stuck with it. That one just. Our Oscar Hernandez.
Oscar Hernández.
Hello, y'all.
Buenas tardes, su señoría.
Mr. Hernandez, it's my understanding you've completed what was required of you. You need to send it in. Is that correct?
That is
Señor Hernández, yo llevo entendido que ya has cumplido lo que tenías que cumplir, pero tienes que entregarlo. Así lo llevas entendido y parece que su hijo dice que sí, señora.
Are you here? Are you here in town?
Aquí estás local.
Yes, Your Honor.
Sí, su señoría.
Can you get it over to us by tomorrow afternoon?
¿Sería posible de entregarlo aquí en el tribunal lo más tardado mañana por la tarde?
Yeah, I could turn it in tomorrow afternoon.
Okay.
Claro que sí, se puede entregar mañana en la tarde, su señoría.
So we're going to schedule this over to tomorrow at 1:15.
Okay.
But if you get it turned in before that, here to the court, then you don't have to be here, okay?
Okay.
Listo, entonces vamos a reprogramar esta cita para mañana a la 1:15 de la tarde. Sin embargo, si usted puede entregarlo antes de la 1:15 mañana, no es necesario su comparecencia. Si me explico, y su hijo dice que sí.
But if you don't do that, then you need to be here tomorrow at 1:15, okay?
Sin embargo, si faltas de entregarlo, nos vemos mañana a las 1:15.
Thanks.
Muchas gracias. Que pasen buen día.
You can hang up.
Pueden colgar.
You know, the more time you let people do things, the more time they take to do them. Can I just turn them over because the ones coming in are face up and that way I don't get too confused.
Yeah.
So do we have a separate link for 2 o'clock person?
Yes, I emailed that.
Okay, is it a
I'll send you- it's-
WebEx or Zoom? Zoom, cool. Okay,
Good afternoon.
I found it. Thanks.
Good afternoon.
estado, como él no sabe, no se recuerda cuándo. Estoy intentando la manera de contar con los actuarios a ver si ellos me pueden dar un poco de información sobre cuándo y cómo ha estado.
Perú, Bolivia, por lo menos.
Yeah, that's what I was giving her shit about.